It was love at first sight and love at first ride. He was beautiful. He was so gentle. He was so intelligent.
A tremendous, handsome-looking horse.
I had rode for Lucian Lauren. Lucian said, well, what do you think? Mr. Lauren, I said, we might have a lot of fun here this summer. I had confidence in him. He had confidence in me.
Secretariat is in the center of the racetrack and riding.
Once you got on his other lead, just
It was a foggy morning in March of 1970 in Virginia when a horse named Secretariat was born. The groom who helped deliver him later said, he stood faster than any I'd ever seen, and when he took his first steps, the fog seemed to rise around him like he owned the whole world already. Meadow Stable was no stranger to good horses, but this colt, by bold ruler out of something royal, had a presence. He wasn't wild. He was curious. Every worker on the farm noticed it. He'd nuzzle you, open latches, look you straight in the eye. One morning he slipped out of his stall and trotted out into the pasture alone. When they found him standing proudly on the hill, the old farmhand Jesse leaned against the fence and whispered, "That's not a horse. That's a king come early." No one knew yet that this foal would grow up to be the greatest racehorse of the 20th century. During the next 2 years, Secretariat ate and ran, playing in the meadows paddocks. Little Red had become Big Red and began growing into his destiny. On July 4th, 1972, Secretariat ran his first race, a 5.5 furlong at Aqueduct. He did not fare well, but after 10 days of rest, training, and acclimation to his loud surroundings, Secretariat was entered in another race, this one 6 furlongs on July 15th. He seemed to appreciate that little extra distance, and he won. He had the new experience of being alone at the front, and it felt good. His next trip was upstate New York to Saratoga. But here, more relaxed, becoming Big Red, in large measure because he was nurtured by his best friend, Eddie Sweat, and his owner, Penny Chenery, in the calming new surroundings. Secretariat latched onto the talent with which he'd been born and used it to win his next 3 races. 3 races, 3 victories. Saratoga loved Secretariat, and now so did the world. Welcome to The Story Behind the Story, where we gallop through the annals of history to bring you the stories of the greatest champions. Today, we're taking a trip back to 1973, to the track, and to the legend that still holds the reins, Secretariat. This Kentucky-bred colt would go on to shatter records, capture hearts, and cement his place as one of the all-time greats in thoroughbred racing. From his dominant performances on the track to the fascinating characters that surrounding him, we're diving into the story of the horse that left the competition in the dust. My name is Brian Smith, and welcome to Secretariat, the Heart of a Champion. Secretariat's 1973 Triple Crown run is the stuff of legend. Trained by Lucian Lauren and ridden by Ron Turcotte, behind the scenes, owner Penny Chenery's innovative approach to breeding and training, coupled with the expertise of Lauren and Turcotte, played a significant role in Secretariat's success. The colt's sheer athleticism, coupled with his gentle nature, made him a beloved figure both on and off the track. The story of Secretariat is also one of perseverance and vision. Despite the challenges faced by Penitentiary, Secretariat's talent shone through, and his legacy extends far beyond his racing career. The moment Secretariat stepped out of the paddock at Churchill Downs in May 1973, America was ready for their hero. And they got it. In the Kentucky Derby, Secretariat started out last, going around the first turn. Then suddenly, he exploded from the back of the pack to the front in 15 seconds. One of the most amazing things ever seen on a racing track. Many observers, including Secretariat's trainer, Lucien Laurin, thought jockey Ron Turcotte had moved too soon and might pay for his patience. Hall of Fame jockey Lafitte Pincay loved what he saw from Secretariat's chief rival Sham, figuring Secretariat would be a sitting duck by the stretch run. Turcotte did not like the slow pace set early by the field, so with the slightest movement of his hands, he equated it to pulling a shirt collar straight. He asked the rocket ship to launch. Once Secretariat fired, no horse, not even a Sham, had the juice to catch up.
Goldbag drops back. Secretariat is fourth and moving up on the outside and is now third and moving at the leaders as they come for the head of the stretch. They're at the head of the stretch and Sham is the leader. He leads it by a length. Secretariat is in the center of the racetrack and driving. Checky Green now drops back. Coming on a bit is Forgo, our native on the outside. Now and they're in the stretch in Secretariat. Secretariat on the outside to take the lead. Sham holding in second. It's Secretariat moving away. He has it by 2.5. Sham then on the outside, our native. At the wire it's going to be Secretariat. He wins it by 2 lengths. Sham is second. Our native third by an inch. Forgo is fourth. Restless Jet is fifth. And it looked like Navajo might have gotten up for sixth. We'll have that for you in just a moment. Right now, let's take a look as they go around the turn. The big horse, the $6 million syndication, Secretariat responding to what they asked today. Was he the real horse or was he not? And you saw it. He handled
Sports writer
very
Mike Sullivan
effectively.
later said, "I was at the Derby in 1973. It was just beauty. Secretariat started out in last place, which he tended to do. It looked like Sham's race going into the last turn. The thing you have to understand is that Sham was fast, a beautiful horse. He would have had the Triple Crown in any other year. And it just didn't seem like there could be anything faster than Sham. And all of a sudden, there was this disruption in the corner of your eye, in your peripheral vision. And then before you could make out what it was, here Secretariat came. And then Secretariat had passed him. No one had ever seen anything run like that. A lot of the old guys said the same thing. It was like he was some other animal out there. In the 1973 Preakness Stakes, 2 weeks later, again Secretariat broke last, then made a huge last to first move on the first turn.
But here comes Secretariat. He's moving fast, and he's going to the outside. He's going for the lead, and it's right now he's looking for it. Ronnie Turcotte sends him alongside a Colletage. Here we have it. A Colletage is the leader, but Secretariat is right alongside. Then
after reaching the lead with 5.5 furlongs to go, Secretariat was never challenged and won by 2.5 lengths, with Sham again finishing second and our native third. It was the first time in history that the top 3 finishers in the Derby and Preakness were the same.
And Secretariat has him put away. He's beginning to draw away. It is Secretariat. He's coming to the wire. He wins it by 2.5, almost 3. It is 6, and it was a powerhouse race again by the big, strong Secretariat.
No horse had won a Triple Crown since 25 years earlier with Citation. But there's that old expression that applies so perfectly to horse racing. There is no such thing as a sure thing. Then there was Secretariat at the 1973 Belmont Stakes. Secretariat carried a lot more than jockey Ron Turcotte when he went to the gate a 1-10 favorite. He had the weight of Secretariat mania on his back. He was counted on to win the race and become the first Triple Crown champion in 25 years, first of the television generation that had already put him on an unrealistic pedestal.
Triple Crown winner, Sham in there now. They're all in line for the 105th Belmont, and it's underway. They're off, and moving out to get the early lead between horses, it's My Gallant, then Twice a Prince. Sham moving on the outside, but there goes Secretariat rushing up along the rail right to the lead. Private Smiles is last. Into the first turn, Secretariat on the inside, Sham on the outside, and they're racing stride for the lead. My Gallant is third, Twice a Prince fourth, and Private Smiles is last. They round the club.
Only 4 horses ran against Secretariat for the Belmont Stakes, including Sham and 3 other horses thought to have little chance by the bettors: Twice a Prince, My Gallant, and Private Smiles. With so few horses in the race and Secretariat expected to win, no show bets were taken. Before a crowd of 69,138, then the second largest attendance in Belmont history, the race was televised by CBS and watched by over 15 million households, an audience share of 52%. On race day, the track was fast and the weather was warm and sunny. Secretariat broke on the rail and Sham rushed up beside him. The two ran the first quarter in a quick 23 3/5, and over the next quarter a swift 22 3/5, the fastest opening mile in the history of the race.
We're ready to go.
CBS television announcer Chick Anderson described the pace in a commentary that will send shivers up the spine.
Yes, My Gallant going for the lead with Twice a Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leaders. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly. And now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. My Gallant has third behind them. Then it's Twice a Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting ahead in front as they move around the turn with Secretariat second. Then there's a large gap. Make it 8 lengths back to My Gallant in third and Twice a Prince fourth. And Private Smiles is still a trailer. They're on the backstretch. It's almost a match race now. Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on My Gallant, who is third by ahead, with Twice a Prince fourth. Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field. They continue down the backstretch, and that Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about a length and a half. Still Sham, 10 lengths back. My Gallant, Twice a Prince. They're moving on the turn now. For the turn at Secretariat, he looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. Make it 3 and a half. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Sham is second, and then it's a long way back to My Gallant and Twice a Prince. They're on the turn, and Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile in 109 4/5. Secretariat is widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today as My Gallant and Twice a Prince are both coming up to him now. But Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 1/16 of a mile away from the rest of the horses. Secretariat is in a position that's impossible to catch. He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Twice a Prince is taking second. And My Gallant is moving back to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened at 22 lengths.
I consider this the greatest call by any sports announcer in the history of television, as well as the performance by Secretariat as one of the greatest performances by any athlete in the 20th century. The time for the race was not only a record, it was the fastest 1.5 miles on dirt in history, 2:24 flat, breaking by more than 2 seconds the track and stakes record set 16 years earlier by Gallant Man. Secretariat's record still stands as an American record on the dirt. Secretariat's response went beyond unreal. He won by a jaw-dropping 31 lengths. Many argue the record will never be broken. The story behind the story, Secretariat became so popular, Time, Newsweek, and Sports Illustrated featured the horse on the cover the same week. The William Morris Agency booked his appearance the way it would be for a movie star. At the time, no movie star was as hot as Big Red. Penny Chenery said, "The red horse with blue and white blinkers and silks seems to epitomize an American hero." In a career that spanned only 16 months, Secretariat started 21 times, won 16, and finished in the money in all but his first race. He was an odds-on favorite 17 times, winning 13. By the time he went to stud, he had won back-to-back Horse of the Year awards. The true measure of Secretariat's greatness was his performances in big races. The story behind the story. Before the 1973 season, Christopher Chenery, Penny's father, died in January. As the builder of Meadow Stud, he left behind hefty estate taxes. His family decided to pay the bill by selling Secretariat to a breeding syndicate that would assume ownership. The price tag was a then record $6.08 million. Secretariat won his first two races in 1973. His final tune-up before the Kentucky Derby, he finished third, behind Angel Light and Sham in the Wood Memorial. Secretariat seemed to hit his limit. The Derby, all 1 1/4 miles of it, was only 2 weeks away. It turned out that just hours before the Wood Memorial, an abscess was found under Secretariat's lip. The abscess was the reason Secretariat lost. Or was it an excuse from the trainer? The answer came soon enough. In the Kentucky Derby, Secretariat caught Sham halfway down the stretch and won with a world record time of 1:59 2/5. The only Derby winner to crack 2 minutes. For 1973, Secretariat was named again the Horse of the Year and also won Eclipse Awards as the American Champion 3-year-old male horse and the American Champion male turf horse. But the syndication deal precluded the horse racing past the age of 3. Accordingly, Secretariat's last race was against older horses in the Canadian International Stakes in Toronto, Canada, on October 28, 1973. The day of the last race for Secretariat was cold, windy, and wet. But the turf was firm. Despite the weather, 35,000 people turned out to greet Secretariat in a virtual hysteria. On the backstretch of the race, Secretariat made his move and forged to the lead. He rounded the far turn with a 12-length lead before gearing down in the final furlong, ultimately winning by 6.5 lengths. Once again, many winning tickets went uncashed by souvenir hunters. Altogether, Secretariat won 16 of his 21 career races with 3 seconds, 1/3, and total earnings of $1.3 million. Secretariat's legacy extends far beyond his racing career. He went on to become a leading sire and a symbol of excellence in thoroughbred racing. His impact on the sport and his enduring popularity are testaments to the magic of his performance. As his racing career came to a close, a new chapter began, one that would cement his legacy as a thoroughbred icon. Syndicated for a record $6.08 million in 1973, Secretariat stood at stud at Claiborne Farm in Paris, Kentucky. Despite initial skepticism about his ability to sire champions, Secretariat proved to be a phenomenal breeding stallion. One of Secretariat's most notable sons is Risen Star, who won the 1988 Preakness and Belmont Stakes. His influence can also be seen in numerous other champions, including the winners of the Kentucky Oaks, Belmont Stakes, and Breeders' Cup champions. Secretariat's success as a sire can be attributed to his athleticism, speed, and gentle disposition, which he passed on to his offspring. Incredibly, all of the horses in the 2025 Kentucky Derby were offspring of Secretariat. Tragically, Secretariat's life was cut short when he was euthanized in 1989 due to laminitis, a painful hoof condition. He was 19 years old. His legacy, however, endures through the countless champions he sired and the generations of horses that continue to carry his name in spirit. Secretariat's story serves as a testament to the power of determination, athleticism, and the unbreakable bond between horse and human. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of Secretariat's story behind the story lies in the examination of his body after his passing. When Secretariat was euthanized in 1989 due to laminitis, an autopsy was performed. The findings were nothing short of remarkable. Secretariat's heart was found to be approximately 22 pounds, roughly 3 times larger than the average horse's heart. This extraordinary cardiac capacity is believed to have contributed significantly to his athletic prowess and dominance on the track. Secretariat's heart in many ways symbolizes the magic of his performances and the enduring legacy he left behind. Tragic as his early departure was, Secretariat's impact on thoroughbred racing remains unparalleled. His legacy continues to inspire new generations of racing enthusiasts, breeders, and trainers, ensuring that his memory gallops on forever. As the echoes of Secretariat's thunderous hooves fade into the distance, his legacy remains as vibrant as ever. 50 years after his record-shattering Triple Crown run, Secretariat's name continues to evoke awe and reverence in the world of thoroughbred racing. His story, a testament to speed, strength, and spirit, serves as a timeless reminder of the magic that happens when exceptional athleticism meets unwavering dedication. Records he set, many still standing today, are more than just numbers. They're a testament to the indelible mark he left on the sport. Secretariat's impact extends beyond the racetrack too, inspiring countless fans, breeders, and trainers to see him as a symbol of excellence and a benchmark for greatness. As we look back on the life and career of this magnificent colt, we are reminded that some legends never fade. Secretariat's legacy gallops on, carried by the generations of champions he sired. In the words of Penny Chenery, Secretariat was a gift to the sport, to those who knew him, a reminder of the transcendent power of greatness. It has been a half century since Secretariat last set foot on the tracks, and yet it is amazing to see how his name continues to resonate and how much love and affection he still engenders from fans. The fact that all 3 of his Triple Crown records still stand is a testament to his greatness and his enduring legacy as a benchmark of excellence for the sport. And that's the story behind the story. I've delved into the untold and hidden gems behind Secretariat, the heart of a champion. I hope you found it as fascinating as I did. The echoes of the past are waiting to be heard. My name is Brian Smith, and we are history. Thank you for listening.